Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? It's Monday. Are you having a mega marvelous, magical, magnificent Monday? I sure hope so. So, yes, this is a new sweatshirt. What do you think? I love it. I love it. It says Washington, D.C. Yes, I live near Washington, D.C. I've been a million times, and I never buy any paraphernalia. And so this weekend, when John and I went to see the cherry blossoms, funny story, which I'll tell you in a minute, I saw some merchandise, and I got a hat. The hat is like gray with a different color pink on it. Yeah, a theme here, pink. So I got that too. So I've got a hat when I need to be out walking Dunkin', and I got a sweatshirt because, it's spring. And in the mornings, it's chilly out, even now. Cheers. What's the mug? Today is stay positive. Stay positive. I know that Mondays are kind of mellow and meh for a lot of people. It doesn't need to be that way. It can be merry and magnificent. Ooh. Anyway, grab your beverage and please join me. I have a couple of things I wanted to share. So, okay, so first, the whole thing with what's it called? DC. So, if you missed my live on Friday, I was telling you that John and I were going to go in and see the cherry blossoms. Now, if you're not familiar, the cherry blossoms in DC are kind of famous. It was something that was given to the United States as a gesture of goodwill, and they're magnificent. They're beautiful. So we've been there. It's been a hot minute. We don't go every year by any means, but John decided he wanted to go. I'm like, okay, sure. I think that'd be great. And he actually made a reservation at a delicious place that we've been before. So it's a sure thing, right? It's a sure thing. So we went to Founding Farmers. If you're interested, they got one in DC, and we sat outside because it was actually nice by the time we got there. After which we walked down to the tidal basin where they have all the beautiful trees that are flowering. And he goes, "Oh, go stand over there. Go stand over there. I want to take your picture in front of the tree, in front of the beautiful tree." I was like, "Okay." I said, "But you do know that is a magnolia tree." Now, I'm no arborist, right? But I'm pretty sure that's not a cherry blossom. It is a magnolia tree. He goes, "Go over there, go over there. And they're beautiful." And I said, "Do you realize that we have one of these in our front yard?" Oh, it makes me giggle. It makes me giggle. It doesn't matter that we went down there and saw magnolia trees. No, it doesn't matter. It was great. It was an opportunity to get out. It was an opportunity to be out in nature, have some walk, do something that we don't typically do. We did eventually walk and see the cherry blossoms, and they were having a kite, I don't know what you call it, kite flying thing, where at the Washington Monument, there were millions of kites, millions and millions of kites. And I attempted to video and to photograph, and it was kind of like at the end of Mary Poppins, where she's singing, "Let's go fly a kite." There were millions of them. Well, there were millions, high, low, everywhere in between. One I thought was actually tethered to the top of, to the Washington Monument, but it wasn't. It was actually from the ground. And so we got to do some of that. And then, of course, along the way, I stopped and got some merch. It's really time that I replace some of the merch that I wear, some of the sweatshirts and zip-up hoodies that I absolutely love are, decades old and really need to be retired and replaced. So I love this one. What do you think? I like it because I love the pink. I love the pink. So, speaking of color, what color did I get on my nails? You're not going to really be able to see it. It's like a purpley blue. Purpley blue. It looks more lavender on my toes than it does on my fingers for some reason. But yeah, so it's like a purpley blue. That's what I ended up getting. And I have a question for you because I was thinking about this morning. I know some people are wiggy about heating water up in a microwave. Yes or yes? Are you wiggy about microwave heating, especially water? Please do enlighten. So today I decided we have a Keurig. So this water is heated. I didn't put one of the pods in. I just opened and shut it and then pushed a button and hot water came out. So I did it that way this time. But what's the alarm? I will tell you this. It took me, oh, good golly, decades to have a microwave. I didn't trust them. I didn't understand them. I didn't want them in the house. Why take up space? Because back in the day, they weren't built in above the oven or stove like they are now. You used to get a separate apparatus, microwave, on the counter. And when I was a kid, my mom had the biggest one just to heat, like, all she did was heat coffee, tea stuff. And so I said, I can do that. I don't drink that much tea. I can just do it in a pot. That's not a big deal. I don't want to take up the room on my counter. I don't need an extra thing in the house. And then when we moved into our last house, the custom house that we built, our dream house, I had 2 microwaves. And I started using them to defrost. Nowadays, you can even defrost butter without melting it. How awesome is that? You can do potatoes, and I don't like potatoes in there, by the way. Man, I don't like potatoes. I don't like to cook meat in them. But there's ways to like make single serving ramekins of brownies or single serving apple pies, or just a little bit instead of heating up the whole oven. But I hear a lot about people, now that I'm finally like okay with it and I heat my water in the microwave, I see a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't do that. Why? Can you tell me? Let me know. Yeah, do let me know. You fill a girl in. I'm always the last to know. I always catch on to a trend when it's going out of style. That's just me, I'm not the one who did clogs, but, and I don't have Crocs. Although I think I do have, like, Croc sandals, maybe. Yeah, I seem to latch on to things or adopt things just as everybody's moving on to the next thing. I kind of want to make sure it's okay, and we have some history and some time to make sure that we've figured out any kind of adverse effect or problem with it before I start to use it. I'm not typically an early adopter. But my husband is. My husband's definitely an early adopter. Way back in the day, but when webcams first started coming out, they were black and white. I know. You can't even imagine. Now we do the webcam thingy on our phone. But they were black and white, and they were a webcam that you put on the dial-up internet, right? And the bandwidth wasn't strong enough to really have it work back then. But he got me one because he was all excited, and a friend of ours got his wife one so that we could talk and see each other. I think we did it once. But he's like an early adopter of Tesla. He's an early adopter of a lot of things. But it's interesting. Are you an early adopter? Are you the first in line for new technology? Yeah, not so much. I didn't do this kind of a phone, the iPhone, or one of these. I had a flip phone. I had a BlackBerry for a very long time before I actually migrated over. So I'm just curious. Are you somebody who's an early adopter? Do you like jump on to new technology and new things? My mom was. She had, we did the TV dinners. Do you remember TV dinners, Swanson TV dinners? Or what else did she do? All the packaged food that came out in the 70s, like Gino pizza rolls and, oh God, we used to have the pretzels, the big like Bavarian pretzels that you used to put in the oven with salt and bake them before Auntie Anne's, before all of that. Just a hot pretzel. We used to, a lot of that stuff came out in the 70s, I think. Fact check me. Let me know if I'm wrong on that one. But there's one thing that I would be an early adopter on. Maybe not the minute they're introduced, but pretty close to it. Do you know what it is? Tell me in a comment below. Do you know what it is that I would be an early adopter on? Something that's on its way that they haven't released out yet. And no, I'm not traveling to Mars. That I would not be an early adopter on. I do love to travel, but yeah, no, not really into the space thing. John would in a heartbeat, which is no surprise. So did you guess? Did you guess what I would be an early adopter? I would be an early adopter on a robot. I would have that robot making me dinner and doing the laundry and cleaning the house and vacuuming. Yeah, all the chores I don't want to do. That's what I would have the robot do. I don't know that I would need a full-time robot. Although, I guess if the robot's cooking for me every day, I would want fresh meals. Anybody have if you're not a chef, like a personal chef, someone that makes the meals? I know they have all these services like HelloFresh and all these other things where they deliver it to you. You still got to make it. And a lot of the time I can't eat a lot of the stuff that's in there. And I can't customize it. So, yeah, I would want them to download and know exactly what I could eat and make sure that it's balanced and make sure that it has all these different nutrients and switching things in and out and all super fresh foods. And if they could go to the grocery store, I'd even send them to the grocery store. I don't like doing any of that stuff. No, not so much. I like eating it. I do like eating it. But the making of it, not so much. And I guess that's why a lot of people, go out these days. Although I don't really love the food I get out in restaurants. Yeah, not a huge fan. Yeah, they say that it's fresh. And even, okay, funny story. John wanted breakfast. I wanted lunch. We got there, I think our reservation was 11:15. By the time we got our food, it was a little after noon. So it was brunch, right? Brunch. And John ordered typical breakfast food, eggs and pancakes and ham. And I ordered BLT with turkey and avocado and broccoli on the side. And when they came, now this is supposed to be farm to table. This is supposed to be super fresh. This is supposed to be, like all free range, organic, all that kind of stuff. And he asked for syrup for his pancakes. And they came. And it was what I call sugar water. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't pure maple syrup. How do you know? You know. If you have pure maple syrup and then you go buy Aunt Jemima maple flavored syrup, It's liquidy, it's very watery, It doesn't taste the same. I didn't taste it, but just as he was pouring it, it was literally liquid. I was like, how's that taste? He's like Aunt Jemima's. And so that's kind of disappointing, and that's why I don't love going out to eat. You know, they don't use good oils. It makes me feel sick and bloated and inflamed and just miserable. So, Duncan is out there barking. Did you want to come in, my friend? Duncan, did you want to come in, or are you trying to tell me someone's there? Come? No. Excuse the interruption. The minute I close the door, that's when he comes. Hey, bud. Hey. You gonna show everyone what you can do? Okay, Duncan, close the door. Close it. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, one of the things I taught him to do. I love it. Absolutely love it. Do you have a pet? Do you teach your pet to do certain things? What kind of things do you teach yours? Yeah, he'll close the door, but then of course, what does he do? He stands here expecting to be rewarded for his hard work, right? You want to be rewarded for all that hard work. So what kind of snacks do I give Duncan? Any idea? Well, they come in a fridge because nothing but the best for my boy. I gave him today, it's a green bean. Sit. Leave it. Take. Yes, it's a green bean. I do sugar snap peas. I do broccoli. I do apple. I do blueberries. Carrots. Carrots are a fan fave. So yeah, I do, something along those lines for treats. And yes, believe it or not, he's very happy with 1 or 2 blueberries. He doesn't need a whole pack, even though he's a big dog. And so on this magnificent Monday, what do you have planned? I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened to me. And maybe you can relate. I'm not sure if this is menopause or an age thing or just an Amy thing. So you let me know. I'm going to share something that happened once I started going through menopause. One of the many things that happened when I was going through menopause. And it is decision fatigue. That is when you have to make decisions, and I feel incredibly overwhelmed. It doesn't matter if the decision is what to wear, what to eat for dinner, or what color paint to put on the walls, right? It's overwhelming. Too many options, too many things. I've never been really great when there's too many options. Much easier when, do you like A or B? And I'll be like, I don't like either one. Or would you rather have Italian food or seafood? I can tell you. But sometimes there's a lot of decision fatigue and overwhelm. And our sofa is very much loved. It's 7 years old, and it's made it through three dogs jumping on it, jumping over it, running on it. Big dogs, because Benny the Rottweiler literally jumps over it. Yorick, the white Swiss Shepherd, would jump over it. And Duncan, and they play, and they do round robin, and they'll jump on the sofa and hit it really hard. And so although it does still recline, and it still does work, it's kind of like leaning in a certain way. And so John looked at me the other day, because, it's really time to replace the sofa. So I told you about decision fatigue because I said to him, I'm so not in the mood to go looking at a million different places, at a million different sofas. Can we just get another one of these? Do you like this one? And he's like, yeah, I do like this one. He likes that it reclines. He likes that it's high, and the neck thing in the back, he can tilt. So if it is reclined, he can tilt it forward to support his head. He does like that it's long enough so that the dog can sit in between us or on the other side. He likes that it's electronic. It's the right length. It's the right color. We've already done other things in the room, from curtains to, here, I'll show you. Hang on, let's see if I can turn it around. Okay, so here's the sofa. So I don't know if you can tell, it's leaning a little bit right here, right? And those also recline. Those are wall huggers, meaning they can be really close to the wall and they won't hit the wall when you recline. They're actually pretty comfortable. And then we have a swivel chair right there. But these drapes kind of go with the color of the sofa, and the carpet, which I really, really like the carpet. It all just blends together, but the carpet has been needing to be replaced for a while. The dogs have matted it down, and it's had lots of loving. And so I said to him, I like the way it looks. I'm not interested in changing that. I'm not looking to change the color. You like all the, you can plug in your phone and charge your phone. There's all these different things you can do on the edges of the sofa. What do you think? He said, just go get another one. Have you ever done that? Have you ever done that? I kind of feel guilty because this one still works. It still works. It still looks good. It's a little bit tilted, but it's not an expensive sofa. It is not. And we intentionally didn't do an expensive one because we have animals, right? And I want my dog to be able to lay next to me on the sofa, and I'm not going to have him do that if the sofa is really expensive. I do like the microfiber. It's very forgiving. He can scratch at it and it doesn't scratch. It absorbs. It's perfect for what we need. So today I'm going to go and order another sofa. Same one. Look exactly the same, because I'm not ready to make any kind of a commitment or decision. I can decide to buy a new one, but I'm not going to decide to do a different color or a different manufacturer. And it's also really nice because if you decide to lay on it, the armrest is low enough that it can actually be a pillow. It's not too high. It's not too hard. It's just right, like a Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So that's on my list of things to order later today. And other than that, work. Just getting stuff done. Whether that's stuff around the house, or I've got a vet visit with Duncan, his yearly visit now that he's 9. So that's happening. And trying to think if there was something else that was happening today. Just stuff, life. That's what someone said. Is it life? It's just life. They came and opened the sprinkler system and they weren't able to fix everything, so now I need to call and make another appointment for them to come back. The people that came and sprayed for the bugs, for the mites, he said, make an appointment in 2 weeks for me to come back. So I need to call and make that. Just stuff in addition to work. That is work still. But in addition to that, I also have my regular work, which I didn't hear from you. So if you missed last week, I'm still looking for somebody that does merch, that does imprinting on sweatshirts, t-shirts, glass water bottles in color. So if you know somebody, especially if they're local to the Northern Virginia area, please let me know. I'm in search of that. I'm also in search, I'm going to put out there, search for a woman. No offense, guys, but it is called a women's empowerment experience, and I would really like to have the women do this. A woman, martial, I want to say martial arts, but more, what's it called when they do self-defense? A woman that can teach self-defense or do a self-defense session. Which I'm not going to tell you all the details because then you're coming, right? You're coming. October 11th and 12th, you're coming, right? So mark your calendar. Tickets aren't on sale yet, don't worry. But there's going to be so many really cool, amazing things. And thank Amy. The theme is level up. And as we get older, we get better, right? And so there's a variety of things that we didn't do last year that I'm leveling up. And I want to make sure that as we age, as we go through life, that we always feel safe, that we always feel in control of our surroundings and our environment. And one way to do that is through self-defense, feeling confident in your own skin, which is why we do nutrition, which I've got something really cool for that. Also feeling safe in our relationships. So whether that's personal or professional, we're going to have someone, I'm still working on that one. Finances, elevating it to the next level, leveling up our finances, our knowledge about finances, and our knowledge about our relationship with money will be there. So there's a variety of things, and then there's some surprises. But once again, I'm looking for a merch, someone who can imprint in color on merchandise, including water bottles. And I'm also looking for a woman that is willing to teach, show, do a segment on self-defense, everyday self-defense. You know, the practical stuff when you're walking to your car late at night, when you're answering a door, things that you need to be aware of through the internet, self-defense, all of it. All right, we're back. I just got a phone call. So yeah, let me know who you know that would love to help me out. And on that note, I hope that if your day didn't start out as miraculous as you would like, if it started out kind of meh, it's okay. It can change. It can change. Tell me one good thing that happened today. One good thing. One good thing that happened this morning. One good thing that happened today. Whenever you happen to see this, leave me a comment below. Focus on the one good thing that happened. I bet you there was more than one. And I look forward to reading all the cool things and great things that happened to you today. All right, make it a great day. See you tomorrow.